Okay. So today, see, for some people, from past 3 4 days, you might feel it. I'm very fast because I am fast because there's nothing I'm teaching. I'm just showing you. I'm not teaching you anything. I'm just showing you. Even today, we're just trying to focus on understanding how does this native HANA work. Just the cycle. Okay. So let me just take this scenario. Then we'll see how does it work out. Some people say call this as native HANA or say enterprise HANA. HANA is what data mart or data warehousing, whatever it is. Okay. We're going to look at this part. So what is it like implementing HANA as this part of it? When you say enterprise HANA or native HANA or HANA as data mart, whatever it is, how does it work out? So how it is been solutioned or how it is been architecture and what all components do you use to build up this solution? I'll have source systems. So when I say source systems, it's like these are the applications where all my OLTP data or where all my data is available, from where I'll have to extract the data into HANA database. So I'll set this as source system layer. Then I would use the ETL layer. In the ETL layer, I can go in the ETL layer, I can go about using what different data processing techniques like I can use the ETL, which is it could be BODs, and then I can use SLT or Smart Data Access, DXC, all those anything, okay. And then I'm going to have my warehouse, or we can say database or warehouse, which I'm going to use. Okay, I'm going to use what SAP HANA. So this will be my data warehousing component or database, where I would have physical tables. I would have some physical tables. Okay. And on top of this, I'll create some on top of these tables, I'll create some virtual models. On top of those physical tables, I'll create virtual models. Then I'll have to have then reporting layer or analytics. So here I would like to use you can use Lumira, you can use Tableau or whatever it is, but here I'm going to use business objects. It's a business object suite which will have EIM all this, but I'll use business objects BI reporting, and where we can use your business objects BA will have a lot of reporting components like say analysis for OLAP. Yeah. I would use say WebB or what dashboard laying IP story only design studio crystal reports Lumira is fine. It's all in thing you they'll not use anything Excel CS something outdated. It's all analysis for OLAP, WebB and Design Studio, Crystal Reports or Lumira, whatever it is. Just to give an hint, I'll say analysis for OLAP and Lumira, I'll use it as self-servicing reporting tools or self-servicing dashboards or reporting tools. When I say self-servicing, you give some certain data set. There is a power user who would like to use this data set and you would like to do much of analysis or slicing and dicing on it. You would like to do some data discovery. Then they will use this analysis for OLAP or what? Lumira. Analysis for OLAP and Lumira would be self-servicing reporting tools where you just give those reporting tools and set up them. And then every data set you've given, they just take it as source and they start manipulating and they try to do more of data discovery or analysis from their side. And WebB is for more of an analytical report. You just create some analytical report where they do drag and drop and then do some analysis on it. And Design Studio would be used for designing your, I don't say dashboard, I would say application. Design Studio would be used to design your application, which could be a dashboard because it can play two ways. We'll see that. And then what? Crystal reports when you want to go some pixel perfect based reporting. So you want to go some balance sheet report with certain fixed pro forma. Then I can go with what? Crystal reports. So look, this is how we'll be going with universe. So, because when I want to do all this, I need to work on what? IDT universe. Okay. And then we use what? Say for example, if you can't consume those virtual models directly in these reporting components, then what you'll do first by using IDT, you'll create a universe on top of those views and expose them for these reporting components, whether it is analysis for OLAP or Lumira, or Design Studio, WebB or whatever. Because, but not we may not need universe in every case because if you look at Design Studio, it can consume those views directly. But if it is WebB, it would need universe. WebB cannot consume those HANA views directly. You need to create a universe, then consume it in WebB. Analysis OLAP can consume those views directly, or Lumira can consume views directly. Even in Crystal reports, I can try to consume those views also. In Enterprise Crystal, I can do that. But for WebB, basically you'll have to go end up creating an universe and then do it. So this is how this is what the solutioning on what native HANA or Enterprise HANA. So then we'll have learned about all these ETL mechanisms or data processing techniques, or how do we build the database, how do we build the models, how to do reporting, all this. But for today, we're not learning. We're just trying to get into those tools and see how do they look like. That's it. Whether you know it or not, forget about it. I'm just getting into those tools. Just start using it, so you'll get the look and feel of how does build DS look like, how does HANA look like, how does HANA modeling look like, how does reporting with business objects look like. That's it. Okay. For this, I just take for this scenario. I've got MS SQL Server database. Just to make it, just to show you other components also, I'll just take some data from flat file and some data from ECC layer. Time work on it. I'm just using MS SQL database. So now let's get into MS SQL Server database first. Just to understand the source database first. We'll not make it complex, we'll make it simple, but we'll just want to see the flow. Okay. I'm using MS SQL Server 2012 and I've imported, I've got some database in it. Look at this. You look at this MS SQL Server database is what, 192, or I can say or you can see this. What is my system name? BW74EHP7. That's my host name. BW74EHP7. That's my. This is my SQL Server database server. Okay, and the user login is for EHP and what's user. Well, so I'm connecting to this database. This is my server, and that's my username and password. So once I get connected to this, I have some databases here. I have something called what is AdventureWorks OIL. This is actually the database for some of the OLTP application of some company, and I've got all the data stored in it. I've got some tables available. So these all. This is your. You can I say this is like schema? See, database is nothing but your schema. So this is one of the schema within this MS SQL Server database. And when I expand this, I get to see lots of tables. I'm not going to use all this, but there are a lot of tables available. Let's focus on some of the tables here. So I have a table called sales order header. I have a table called sales order header, which actually gives me all the transaction data of my sales. You know what is sales order? You're selling something, so you get an order from a customer saying I want so and so. That is a sales order. Yeah? And what is this header and item bus? Header will have what? Only common specific to the entire items and information specific, because when the customer places an order, he can place for multiple items or one item, right? Let's not let's go more technically. Let me just see the data. So I've got these columns here: sales order ID, and then don't worry. What is this? This is my order date, due date, ship date, and then I've got something. What is this? Status, but status shows some number, 5 something. Yeah, okay. And the sales order ID, the sales order number, then I've got what? Also, don't worry on all this. And I also have what is customer ID was placed this order, and I've got sales rep ID who's actually performed this. Is a sales executive who actually took this order. He was responsible for it. And then territory in which location this order was performed. Don't worry about this address. And I've got some KPIs here. I've got what is the total tax amount and subtotal, and then I've got some freight and total due. Okay. This is total balance. Okay. So I consider this tax amount and this subtotal as my total sales amount, and this is my tax amount. Right. I'm not worried about this. I'll just say total sales, and this is my tax amount. Okay. So like this, I've got a table which gives me sales details for me. Okay. So now from this table, I have customer ID here, but all the details of the customer are in a different table. So with the help of this customer ID, there is a connection between to another table, primary key and foreign key. Let's see. Yeah. You see, there is a table called sales customer and sales. And this will have lots of information. Each record is one customer. You see, person ID is okay. It will have some account number. It will have what is this here? For customer ID, then there's another column called what? Person ID. From this person ID, I need to pick the details. Now, for example, now I have one. What is this person ID says? You should see there's a table called person. What is this? There's a table called person. So if I go to this person, I get the details of what? First name, middle name, last name, and all the stuff. We'll not make it complex. We'll just make it simple. So I need to start linking all this. I need to get all these tables. And about some like store, and we'll not take it customer. Okay, then I just want to take product. I'll go to what is salesperson. Where is this product table? I have a table called product, and this gives me details of the product. What product is it and what is it? So I just want to take these tables and just do some kind of, and then this is good code. I had something called territory ID, which gives me about state, country, and all those stuff. I have something called what? A table called sales territory. It just for based on the territory ID, you know what territory is it and to which country does it belong. And this is like a sales group or something. You also have sale. This is like aggregate, but I'm not worried on this. I'm just worried only on the country and the group based on the sales territory IDs. So there are a lot of tables around which is storing my information in the wildlife system. I just want to bring all these tables and then do some kind of modeling and do some reporting on top of it. Okay. So now, do I need to extract these information? Which one? What table for sales order header I want? Yeah. Sales order. Simple. I'll just take sales order header. I'll just take this table and then what we want customer table. We want some product and then we want to take some what sales territory and then we want to replicate these tables into HANA. So these are the tables we have identified in what SQL Server database. So by using some ETL tool, I would like to load these tables into what HANA. Okay. Uh, we'll have different flexibilities, but for now I'm going to use BODs and get this data into HANA database because I don't want any real-time replication. I just want a batch mode, so I can go with what BODs. Even from so you can replicate data in real time from SAP or non-SAP using SLT. So I can do that, but I don't want any real-time replication now. I just want normal batch loading, so I can go with BODs, or I'll just bring some table with SLT also. So we'll have to log into what now? I'm getting into BODs. If you go to data services, you'll have a component called mainly on designer. So you'll have a component called designer where you basically design the entire data flows, where you basically formulate source, target, and then do all kind of transformation. BODs is actually an ETL tool which does all your transformation, which can extract data from one source application and place it into any other application. But here we are leveraging BODs to extract data from MS SQL Server database and load it to HANA database. Okay. Mm-hmm. See, people who don't know BOD, all this don't have to worry. Good, ఎలా వెళ్తుంది అంత. So this is my BODS tool. Yeah, this is my BODS tool, which we're just going to leverage it as an ETL tool for me. So I'll just start with creating some project. So I just have some project. Then in BODS, you end up first you start with creating a job. So I have the job. Okay. Now within this job, you place a data flow. Yeah. Now within this data flow, you'll have to basically have the source and the targets. Now what is your source? MySQL. So do I need to, like in BW, how do you create a source system connection? I should create a source system connection now. In BODs, we would refer that as data store. The source, when you create a connection towards your source or target, we call that as data store connections. Right? So I'm going to create a data. Now this is a tab here. What is tab here? You see the local object library, and you see something called what? Data stores. Now right click and say, I want to create new. I'm just trying to create a new connection. Yeah. I'll say cubex 8. MS SQL. You are connecting to what database? Which database is it? MS SQL. Which version is it? 2012. What is the database server name? BW7. Yeah, BW7. And then the database, what you would like, database is nothing but the schema name. Which database you want to connect to? Adventure works underscore OLTP. Okay. And what is the username of it? This is the username to log into what? SQL Server. So just apply. If there's no issues, it says okay. And my connection is ready. Okay. Then again, I need to, what are the data I extracted from this SQL Server? I need to put into what? HANA database. So first, just I'm through Studio. I'm just connecting to the server and see what is mine, and then can you date and the null sunai po. అది delete చేయాలి దాంట్లో. This is the HANA database I'm going to use. I have a lot of schemas, and then I have a schema called what? Cubics, and I would like to replicate those tables into this schema bus. I'll use the same table to replicate same schema, or we can create a new schema and do, but now no need. So I would like to replicate all my tables from MS SQL Server into my HANA in this schema, Cubics. Now what is this HANA server details? If you see, we know the server name is what? SAP Cubics. System ID is SP9 and instance number is what? 01. This is the server we're trying to connect to. And what is the schema to which we're trying to put the tables in? Cubics. So now when I need to insert it into HANA here, I need to create a data store connection towards HANA also. Yeah. Right click and I would say new Cubics 8 HANA. So, and it's a database you're connecting to. And what database HANA? And it's 1.x. Then what is the server name? SAP Cubics. And what is the port? We're supposed to give the port for index server. 00 and 01 because 3, 01 and 15. And login details for this. Just say okay, and I've got connections now. Okay, boss. Then what it is? Now, what is my data store connection for MS SQL? If you now here, if you go to if you expand this data store connection, you get to see something called tables, which tells you that you can access table when you're using MS SQL as a source. You can access tables or views, anything it is fine. In the real time, generally they would go about creating a view on those tables and extract from view, not the table. Okay. But I double click on the tables. It shows me all the tables what is available in my SQL Server database in that particular schema. Now, what are the tables you would like to import? First, what we do is we import that metadata of those tables into pivots. The sales, so right click and say what? Import. You want salesperson, import. You want customer, import. Then okay. product category, right? Okay, you've got those tables out. So when I look at this data store connection and when I expand the tables, I see all those tables what is been imported. Now I can start using these tables as my sources. So you have the project, you have the job, and you have the data flow. Now I'll double click on the data flow. You see the definition of the data flow now. In this canvas, now you start dragging all those tables. Customer, make, you want it as source or target? Source. So I want all these tables as source, and ultimately my target would be what? A table in HANA bus. So straight away, but did I create some table in HANA to which I need to put? We don't have to create now. What we can do is, in PODs, we can use a concept called template table. When I run this flow at the runtime, before inserting, it creates a table and puts the data into it automatically. Or what you can do, you can just log into HANA, create it, you understand the definition, create a table, then put data in any way you can do, no issues. But I'm going to use the template table concept. Table name first is sales. Some sales DET, and what is the data store connection towards HANA? Cubex 8 HANA, and owner is nothing but the schema in which you want to create. What is the schema you want to create? చాలా ఎక్కడెక్కడికో పోతాయేమో అన్ని ఎత్తుకోవాల్సి వస్తుంది. I'll create one scheme. ఏంటంటే EAT create scheme. Sorry, double quotes, single quotes. So I have that schema, so I'll put the data into that Cubex 8 demo. So one is nothing but the schema name in which you would like to insert. So it formulates template table. I just connect this table. If you want to do any transformations, I can leverage all kind of transformations in BODs to transform. But I'm not transforming anything. I just want it as it is. Customer 8 HANA is my data store connection. Then Cubex demo is my schema. Then connect this table. Product Cubex 8 HANA. Okay. Cubex 8 demo. Okay. Then I use one more product cats 8 HANA, and this again a schema. That's the name of the table. This is HANA connection schema here. Salesperson. Cubex 8 demo. Owner name will be the target. No. Owner name is the schema name. And this is the name of the table which it creates in the schema. Owner is nothing but the schema name in which it has to create. So done. But instead of pushing the data as it is, I'm not doing any transformation. That's it. So I've got a project, I've got a job, and I've got the data flow which with all the source and targets. I just have to trigger this job which will extract data from a SQL or database and load it to HANA database. Right click and section. cubic 7 again. Job serve problem.
Job serve is also with repository.
Now repository SQL server, then I don't think. HANA ఉంది. అలా నా ఫోన్ ఇప్పించుకోవచ్చు. అదొక లాక్ అయింది. Actually, my job server is into SAP HANA and it has been logged in this case. అదే స్టూడియోలో అది సెక్యూర్ స్టోరేజ్ లాక్డ్ అయిందప్ప, అది ఫోల్డర్ డిలీట్ చేయాలి కదా. అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటర్ ఫోల్డర్కి వెళ్ళిన డాట్ ఎక్లిప్స్ కదా. ఓకే చేసినప్పుడు ఓకే అప్ప. My job server is, we'll discuss that later. Mine is associated with HANA, so that means secure storage locked. So let me create one. Let's create one new. స్టార్ట్ చేయాలనా? Not working. ఏం చేయాలప్ప? డిపాజిట్ కొత్తదంట. One second, I'll try a different. ఇది కూడా ప్రాబ్లం ఉన్నట్టు. Okay, so you formulate job like this and you just run it, and finally you start getting to see those. Yeah, you start getting those tables into that schema when you replicate this. Let's not worry on it. What I'll do is. So assume I have a schema and we have the tables replicated already. Yeah? There are some tables available. Let's say you got those tables replicated from ETL into HANA database. And I've got tables like this, like sales table, which gives me some sales header, and then it gives me some, what is this? Partner ID, and then gives me some gross amount and net amount, tax amount. Assume these tables have been replicated from BODS or SLT. And then I also have sales order item level data I've got, which gives me for a particular sales order, what for each item you'll have an entry which says what is product, and this is item level KPIs, gross amount, net amount, and tax amount, and this is gives me what quantities also. And then I have a table called product. I have got a table called product which gives me detailed information about my product, says product type, code, category, all those stuff. Yeah. And I've got another table called business partner, which gives me details of this customer, partner ID. For partner, I know I get to see his mail address, for name, all this. But I see something, what is here? Address ID. But from this address ID, I can get to another table called what is? Address table, which gives me, for based on the address ID, I can find out to which country, which city, or which region does it belong. From sales table, I connect to partner table. From partner table, I connect to address table to get those details. So my business users wants to have all this information modeled out because the data is spread across tables. I would like to combine those tables and formulate a view bus. So what you can do is we can create some modeling content. I can just create a some package. Okay, so I can just create some package. So I see this package. Under this package, I would like to create some virtual models. Like say when you say new, you can create attribute view, analytical view, calculation view, all this stuff. But I just want to create a calculation view, demo something. I want to go. You can create graphical or scripting based. I'm going with graphical. Basically, you have basically you want to join address to partner and then product, and then all those have to be joined to my sales header. Sales item, and then sales item must be joined to header, and all those I want to get those as a view. Yeah. So I'll just take a projection. I just want to project some table. Which table you want? Say, you want to take address table. From this table, I am interested to get. See, I'm just selecting those columns what I want. I want city, I want country, and I want region. Okay. I can rename this projection address. Then I want one more projection to project certain columns of my table business partner. From this, I want partner ID and say company name, and I also want to get the address ID to join to the next one. So then I'll join. I take join operation. What take address table projection, and then in the join, basically you have to join both this. You get the now I want to join it, and I would go with joining with what address table, and then you can choose join type, inner join or left outer join. We'll see that later. I will join. Then I take partner ID, company name, country, region, and city. Okay. So with this join gives me partner details. Then I would like to join this to another table called take the result of this join this to sales table. Something. Sales. I'll go joining to sales header. We'll see that all those details later. I'm just showing you how it looks like. That's it. I'll join it on what partner ID, and then from this I want to have sales order ID. Then what partner ID, company name, country, region, city. I want life cycle status, billing status. I won't take this from the item level, not from here. Okay. KPIs I won't take, but I can just take something date, create that I can say, or change that. And then I would like to join this to item level. Join these results to this and take item level. I'll take it to sales item level here, and then I connect on the header level, order ID, sales order item I want, product I want, gross net tax with currency field, quantity I want, quantity unit. From here I want all this. Also do this way. Then I would like to take this and join it to the product to get some details of what product, and join to the product table. So from the product ID, I would like to join to this. Take all this information. From here, I'll take type code and category. You can take all this, but I'm okay. Then connect this join results to this. Select all this. This is aggregation node, right? I should say group by. This is add output, gross amount, net amount, tax. All this have to be added as aggregated columns. Quantity also aggregated column because it's a It's a major, right? So all the attributes. So you get all this now. This is my scenario what I formulated to get the required view what my business user wants. If you go to semantics, then you will have these are your dimensions, and I want this to be treated also as attribute. It will be attributes or measures, key figures, and that's okay. And I can say activate. My view is ready. This is my virtual model, and I can start consuming this in the reporting layer. So I'll just go with BO. I'll go with analysis for Excel, OLAP analysis for Excel. Then in OLAP analysis for Excel, you can straight away consume this view. I don't need any universe on this. Yeah, when you basically do get into the details of joining, you have to specify cardinality. We'll see that later. Well, I just want to make you familiar with the screen. Yeah? I'm not getting into details. So when you say analysis for Excel, it will be you take new blank workbook and you see this menu. What is menu here? Analysis. Say insert data source and say what? Select data source. And from this you want to connect to your HANA database. So skip here. And in this you can straight away create connection from here. In the new version of analysis OLAP, you create HTTP connection to HANA database. Say create HANA database. Say cubex 8. HANA connection. Host name is cubex. 301. That's it. And say authentication basic create. Okay, I'm going to use this connection. So next. So I'm giving all the login details for HANA. Sorry. You have to give not index or port, you have to give access engine port in secret. When you go to folders, you start seeing your package. Mine was, I have this view on the cubex 8 pack. I have this package folder. And select this view and save. And then by default shows all the KPIs. You just drag, let's say I want to see it by company name. You get this, you want to see by country and then company. This is like reporting, you can do it on analysis for all apps. I can also, let's say now, I would like to create a WebB report on top of this view. Okay. So for it is, if it is WebB, you can't access the view directly. You'll have to create a universe. Go to BI and get client tools. Then I get into IDT, information design tool. So I'll create a universe on top of this view and expose it for WebB report. So I'll just create a new project. Create a new relational connection. Because HANA is a normal relational database. So I want to create a connection towards HANA, JDBC drivers. SAP cubex 01 is your instance. And my connection is done, but it's a local connection. I need to set that as a publish connection to the repository. Somewhere. Yes, now you get secured connection. Now let's create universe straight away on the view. There are multiple ways you can create it on table or column view or view directly, but I want to create it on view. So I have a new option called what? SAP HANA Business Layer, which allows me so next. Okay, I'm checking. The CNX is local. We'll change that local connection later. Now it starts showing me all those views. What is mine? QX8 pack. That's my view. No. It's an almost relational database. So it is automatically create those classes and all those stuff. You can always simplify it by making it up. I'm not worried on that. That's fine. I can create some query and see if it is working fine. So it's okay. It's working out. But only thing is, if I go to my data foundation, I see this. This is the local connection been used. I just have to change it. So change, shift it to what? Secured connection. That is it. I have this. I publish this business layer to universe, to the repository. So I've got my universe as CubeX8. Now what I can do, I can log into WebB report, WebB tool, and then I can use this universe as source and create a WebB report on top of it. Unity, I don't know. Since see, he's asking can I create Unity units? Yes, but it will be on tables or column view, not on the. See, I created universe directly on the view. But if you want to create universe, if it is Unity, you can create it on table or column view, but not on the view directly. And I'll say create new web report. I want to take which one as source? Universe as source. This cube exit. Like country and some company name. And just run your query. And then you can do all kind of formatting, charts, grids you can put in. This is like creating web report on top of it. Or if you want, I can create a dashboard. Like I can use Design Studio and do that also. For Design Studio, I don't need. I've installed Design Studio client, but I don't need to. I don't need Universe. Straight away, I can consume views. So in Design Studio, for all formatting, you'll use CSS, and for all dynamic eventing or button something, you'll use some scripting and all this stuff. Only for WebB, you will have to create your universe. Rest all they can consume views directly. Pretty much. దాని కూడా టీఎస్ అంటున్నాడు కానీ just remove this and let's say create new application. Browser based or mobile based, whatever it is you can do. Blank template. you'll have canvas, and first let me create a data source, which is my view. For this, you'll have to create a OLAP connection in CMC, but I already created. I'm going to use it. Data source, it will start showing me all the views. Cubex 8 pack. I'm consuming this view directly. No, I can consume universe or the view directly also if I have OLAP connection. Say okay. And then, but if you look at view will not have very fixed layout. So you'll have to format your layout, right click on this and say what? Edit, initial view, and so how does it you want? I want it to company names. This is the layout I want, the report. I want to show the data in the form of a cross tab and drag your data source into this cross tab. And apart from cross tab, like I just want allowing for filtering and drill down. So I can bring in what filter panel. And I can assign the same data source. In this, I can control properties. I want the mode as not only filtering and navigation both. And I can only limit certain dimensions what I want. I want to remove measures. I don't want this. Just removing some of them. I can also arrange up and down, and that's fine. And I can start running this. I'm running locally. I can also save it into Diva Enterprise. And now let's say I want to remove this component from the drill down, and I want drill down on country. I want to remove this. I would like drill down on region. Can do drill down, or I want to do some filtering for a certain region, only Europe region, Africa, or some EMR, and then say apply. So the filtering is applied. Now I just want to have country also on the drill down, region, and then that's a simple one. We can design studio like this, and you can basically save this application back to your BO. In BO, I've got my Cubex itself. I'll say Cubex 8. So I can publish into the folders, and end users would basically log in, not log in like this. They just log into what? They just log into the portal Launchpad. So this will be a portal where end user would log in, and you would see those. Cubex 8, you would just run from this. I have this, okay. For example, if you wanted to run the same thing in mobile or iPad, you just say, if you look at application properties, you'll have a theme. You set this to mobile, so automatically the way they look could be changed. If you run this local, this is how it looks like. Okay. Mobile specific అదే theme set చేసుకుంటుంది. Just say save as Cubex mobile. You have this Cubex mobile, and if you want to publish this to mobile, you can just have to right click and say mobile properties. The configuration name from 4.2 it is very simple. Just say display on mobile. If it's enabled, it will not be able to save, but I'll allowing for saving. Save and close. And also you should set this, assign the categories to some. You have to create a category called mobile and then assign it. Now, mobile or iPad, if you have that SAP BI app, you can always connect them. I have that phone, you can always connect and then see that. And the mobile is. Same, we can log into Crystal Report and create your report in Crystal Report. Inte. Data తీసుకురావాలా physical tables also, you create virtual table models and then expose it for report. This is native HANA. Yeah. If you want to see how SLT looks like, can SLT download. Then అన్ని ఆన్ చేయలే బట్ ఇప్పుడు sorry. Even if SLT switch on, there's nothing you do. Very simple. You just get in. Sorry. You got click. You just click on what data provisioning. అది ఇప్పుడు రన్ కాదు ఎందుకంటే నా సర్వర్ డౌన్ ఉంది. SLT server is down, but you see this is like I've connected SAP ECC application. You can just say what you want to replicate some table. Each bit, this is an ECC application which I've connected to HANA as SLT. Just say replicate and it will show you some table. Just choose some table, add and say okay, then it starts replicating. So when you replicate, it does bring in all the historical data. From then onwards, any posting you've done, it does bring in those data in real time. And I've also connected this to SQL Server database also. I also connect by using SLT, you can also replicate data from SQL Server database. Just connect this and say load or what. It will show me all SQL. You remember? Down on the left. So you can select the table and say replicate or whatever. Whether it is SAP or non-SAP, you can just bring it like this. And then this is about native HANA. You just bring in data from different ETL or SLT, whatever it is, and put that, get the physical tables, create virtual modeling on top of it, and then reporting on top. Okay. Now, people who are not comfortable with reporting, we'll get in. We'll see more detail. I'll show you a mechanism where you get into details on how you can handle the reporting also. It's not very complex. You just got to be logical enough. So, అన్ని తెలుసాలంటే లాజికల్ ఉంటే చాలు అన్ని ఎత్తుకోవచ్చు. You can learn in night and then handle it in the morning. That should not be a problem always. If you're logical. Okay. So this is just like walkthrough, and from tomorrow we'll start getting details on building out. Mainly we start with HANA database. How do we manipulate HANA data? How do we create table, view, procedure, scripting, and we get into the database. Okay, fine. Thanks. In case if the customer has none of this, can we build reports on top of HANA itself? Can we build reports on top of HANA itself? Yeah. See now, if remove, I've used Design Studio, right? I've created. She's asking, can we create reports and publish reports onto Design Studio itself? Is saying. So what I'm saying, whatever the dashboard or a dashboard I've created with Design Studio, I saved into what? BO server. We also have flexibility where like you can say tools, preferences. I can, if I say startup mode as HANA, you can create your application in Design Studio and save this application back to HANA and can run that on Access Engine. So that is like report. So to work on Design Studio, BO server is not mandatory. So I can have Design Studio integrated to BW NetViewer, or I can integrate it to BO, or I can integrate it to Access Engine also. He's saying, can I do reporting on HANA directly? And the application done, yes, I can do that. In case if the customer has none of, okay. Can we join the tables at BOD's level instead of views? Can we join the tables at, yeah. He's saying, instead of bringing all the tables and then joining in HANA, can I do joining in BOD? Yes, you can do. Normal people, if you're not they're comfortable in HANA, they'll try to do all kind of transformations, everything in BODs, and they do that way. Nothing wrong, because but the logic is saying you got, let's say, 5 tables. You try is saying I'll do joining in BODs and bring the data in. But how do you know? For example, for this requirement, I'll have to join table 1 and table 2. Okay, you'll join that in BODs, bring in. But tomorrow there's one more requirement where you have to join table 1 and table 5. Then what you'll do? Again, you'll create BODs, one more join? No, right? So better would be to just drop all the tables and then play with them in HANA model. So because the requirement could be dynamic, you might have to join any tables. Can you share today? Today you will get all these videos. You just for all the videos, just contact Pawan. Okay. My internet connection is not good today. Okay. Okay. If your source is ECC, we call SLT extract. No, 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 no. SLT can extract data from SAP or non-SAP. No, no, okay. And DXC makes sense only for SAP suite. DXC is another extraction mechanism where you can extract only leveraging the standard business content data source or generic extractor. Like you'll use BW extraction mechanism to extract for DXC. But that will be only for SAP applications. For DXC cannot be leveraged for non-SAP. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay. BODS, SLT, Smart Attacks are they separate servers? BODS is a separate server and SLT is a separate server, and Smart Data Access is not a server, it's actually a component concept within HANA database which enables you to consume tables of different sorts as virtual tables. But if you got enabled Smart Data Access with different adapters, you need to install data provisioning agent. Okay. And any other doubt? Separate. Okay. Can we create UDT? Okay. Unity will not allow you on the views directly, but Unity will allow to create on tables or column view because actually when you create HANA view, this is a view created, right? What is it? ZCV demo. Every time you create a view, it actually creates one column view, ZCV underscore demo. And then 8 pack, this is the column view. దీని నుంచి డేటా చూసినా డేటా కనిపిస్తుంది. It is almost all equal to firing your view. So every time you deploy calculation or analytical whatever, it does deploy column views in Sysbig scheme. These column views also can be consumed in BO layer for report. You can create universe one column view also. Tables or column views or the views directly. Any other doubt? Okay, we'll stop it here, and from tomorrow we'll start getting into normal as per the course content, where we'll start with the HANA database. We'll start with table views, procedures, all this. Fine. Then modeling, then so whatever you see in this in the solutioning, we'll go one by one. So my first focus will be about for creating the database. Then we will focus on learning the modeling, how to create virtual models. Then data provisioning. Then what? Reporting. That will complete native HANA. Then we'll get on to BW HANA, ECC HANA, unstructured data, text analysis, all those. And HANA native development, and that's fine. Then we are done. Okay, fine. Thanks, boss.